What's up, everyone, and welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors, presented to you by Detroit Lions on the Prowl and Lions Nation Unite. Today is What's Up Wednesday, January 4th, 2023. Happy New Year, Prowl Nation family. The Queen of the Prowl, I'm filling in for Curt Steele today, our main man. You know, he's on the inactive list today, dealing with an illness. But we expect him to be fully back on the roster starting tomorrow. So get your rest, Curt. We love you. And we hope you get well soon. So it's officially FTP week here at Detroit Lions on the Prowl. So in today's main course, we're going to discuss how Detroit Lions is flexed to the primetime game against the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. LL is going to unleash his inner MC Hammer with Houston being too legit to quit. And Coach Jones is putting his trust in Baker Mayfield for a Detroit Lions playoff contention. But before we get into all of that, let's bring into the rest of the crew. You know him. He's a coach, a chef, a boxer, a content creator. He's got everything going in every direction. Michigan Wolverine fan on Saturday and a Detroit Lions diehard fan on Sunday. Who?
It's Coach Mike Jones. What's going on, Lion fan?
And of course, you know all the ladies love him, including myself, because he's always starting something somewhere. LL Cool Torrance, how you doing, my friend?
What's up, Proud Nation, and good morning.
And who's your friend with us today?
Oh, this is Geronimo. He wanted to be in the spotlight today.
Oh, all right. Another cat talking about the big cats. So let's get this thing started.
Right now.
Let's go.
It's Detroit Lions Talk, baby.
All right, so in today's main course, the Detroit Lions are flexed to the primetime game at 8:20 p.m., the first game that the Detroit Lions are playing a night game. So what do you guys all think about that? Coach Mike, what do you think about the Detroit Lions being put up on the primetime game against Sharon Rodgers?
I like it, man. I like it. It's the type of drama that the NFL wants. Like, there's another game, but I don't think they want to put Josh Dobbs on primetime against Jacksonville. So that Josh Dobbs versus Trevor Lawrence is not an attractive meeting at all. So they put the most important game of the slate on at night, and that's, Karen Rodgers and Jared Goff, man, and it possibly could be a battle for the last playoff spot. The only beef with it is we would rather have it at 4:30 just because that's when Seattle plays, so it could all unfold at that time. But it being on the main stage, main game, it ain't no complaints with that, and it's time for us to show the world.
What do you think, LL?
It's like a couple different ways you can look at it like that, to where, like I've read a couple things to where it really don't, like, our game isn't the most important in so many ways, like because if Seattle wins, then we don't matter anyway. But I think it might still mean something to Green Bay or something. I'm not sure, but I don't care, but like I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like flexing. I get what it is, but I feel like in so many ways they kind of favor them. A night game at home in the cold and all that kind of stuff. Even though, we got to go out there and punch them in the mouth, rather be 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, or 8 o'clock. Some people might say that you might be giving them an advantage, but whatever it is, moral of the story, fuck the Packers. 8:20, 4:20, whatever 20, we going to whoop them in the ass anyway.
Yeah, for me, I'm okay with it being a primetime game, except for the fact that Linus Laird usually does a game recap on Sunday nights, so we won't be able to do that. So we'll probably do a pregame warm-up and get you guys hyped up for the game. It does give Green Bay, I think, a little bit of advantage, being at night, at Lambeau Field, whatever. But this is the perfect opportunity, in my opinion, for the Lions to really step up and show who they are. I mean, they just got back from the beatdown against my own Bears, but oh well, it's okay. It was all good. It was a fun experience. But so it's putting them now in the spotlight. They need to step up. They have a hard time in that spotlight. So they really need to step up and prove. And it's a must-win game if they want to be able to make the playoffs this year. So,
yeah, you know what? I think Green Bay holds the holds the edge over the Seahawks. So if Green Bay were to win, I think they would knock the Seahawks out of the playoffs. So it'd be Washington or New York Giants and the Green Bay Packers. So I think that's Green Bay. We have a chance, even if we don't have a chance, if we got a chance to knock Aaron Rodgers out of the playoffs in our last game and send him into retirement, like we should. So.
Well, last year the Lions did beat Aaron Rodgers at Lambeau Field. So when the game was on the line for them. So let's hope that they can do it again this year. So Prowl Nation family discussion topic of the day is, how do you feel about the Lions playing the Packers at prime time? Let us know in the comment section below the video. Share your thoughts. Give us your score predictions. Say FTP. Let us know what you think that the Lions are going to be able to accomplish here, and if the Lions are going to be able to make the playoffs this year. Let us know what you think. Make sure you hit the like, notification, and subscribe button so you stay up to date on all the content here at Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Share the video so we can get this content out to more Lions fans. So we're on that march to 4K, y'all. So we need all the help that we can get here. So on to the next day. Coach Mike, in Baker we trust?
Yeah. In Baker we trust. And this is barring that Sean McVay doesn't let Matt Stafford play. He shouldn't let Matt Stafford play. Matt Stafford has nothing to play for. The Rams are playing for draft positioning. And I don't think that you bring Stafford back off of IR for one final game. That just makes no sense to me. And Sean McVay needs to step in, then be like, Matt, yo, you need to chill out. Like, you're not putting on nothing today. Like, chill. Okay, but in Baker we trust. You know why? Because Baker should be the most motivated person to play, because Baker's playing for that bag. And everybody plays different when they're playing for that bag. People start playing out of their body when they start playing for that bag. And Baker Mayfield is auditioning for possibly the New Orleans Saints job, or possibly the New York Jets job, depending on where they want to go, or maybe even the LA Rams job. Maybe Matt Stafford retires in the offseason, So Baker Mayfield is playing for that new contract. He's playing for everything. And we all know how that feels when a backup quarterback is playing for that bag. Just ask Matt Flynn, who threw 6 touchdowns against us as a backup quarterback while they rested Aaron Rodgers. And he ended up getting that bag from Seattle. So, yeah, man, I just think that they should let Baker play, because Baker has more motivation to play. And I think Baker can knock out the Seahawks. He can knock the Seahawks out of the playoffs in that 4:00 slate, man. So I believe in Baker Mayfield, man. It's in Baker we trust.
That's putting a lot of faith in Baker Mayfield. But I think that the Lions need to actually put that faith in Baker Mayfield and help him pull it off. Look, he could be the replacement for Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford could be retiring as well. You never know.
Yeah.
I personally, I don't like it, because it keep making me think about the Carolina game. Because we win that game, don't none of this shit matter. Don't none of this matter. none of this matter. But if ifs was fifths, we'd all be feeling better probably. But it means a couple different things. If Stafford does play, because it's like a fake thing floating around saying that Stafford saying I'm gonna get him in the playoffs one way or another or whatever it is, right? I don't believe that. But if he was to play, then I would think maybe he about to retire. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't, because like Coach Mike said, he ain't playing. Ain't nothing. There's nothing for him to play for at all. So what else would it be besides a send off of some sort? Or maybe unless they, maybe, hey, we'll work out a trade for you. We gonna keep Baker and we'll work out a trade for you to go somewhere else, like to the Jets or the Bucks if Cuz retired. I don't know. But if that is what it is, if it is retiring, thank you, Stafford. For good and bad. It was fun loving you. It was fun hating you. You got your ring. Thanks for helping us to get closer to one. Because all the pieces from that trade is gonna help us. But all in all, I hate Baker Mayfield. So I don't want to trust in him. I don't know. But yeah, he go out there and win whatever in the hell. But me, I'd rather be mad about the Carolina game than trusting Baker Mayfield still. Like I'd rather beat myself up about it. Like God damn it, then because fuck him.
I don't. I'm moving on, man. I can't.
I understand.
This from a coach perspective.
It's like I get it. I understand, but it's like, for lack of a better term, like, would you let Pookie watch your kid? You'd be like, hey, I don't trust Pookie. Might actually do, might not sell your TV, might not do anything terrible, but he might come home and no shit be in the house. So.
Well, there's nothing else to say about it now because the Lions put themselves in this position with losing that Carolina game. So, we've got no choice in the matter now.
You know what? I take it back because, well, however it goes, if he play well and he beat them and we gonna go up there and kick their ass and we in the playoff. If he lose, then we get a better draft pick. So you know what? Maybe and Baker we trust. Do your worst, Baker. Do your best.
We go to Minnesota then, and Baker we trust. We come through.
That's a win right there, buddy.
Yeah,
that's a win right there, partner.
So either way, the Lions really can't lose because either they get a better draft pick or they get in the playoffs, and so they've really had a successful season either way. So you might as well just do it. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's kind of like cleaning the toilet. You got to get it done.
All right.
So, guys, the season's almost over, but you need to be able to get your Lions gear for the new year. So make sure you check out the fanatics.com website. They've got everything you could ever want. The link's in the description. They run sales all the time. You can get some great gear. Get your Houston gear, get your Hutch gear, get yourself all fresh for the new year and have yourself looking good. And make sure you check out the Lions on the Prowl shop at lionsontheprowlshop.com and get your gear there. We've got everything from t-shirts to water bottles to whatever you need. So make sure you check that out. We're going to be updating that, in this year. We're bringing you brand new, fresh gear. So make sure you check us out and hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell because, you never know what content we may be throwing your way. So now, LL, James Houston, too legit to quit. Are you going to do the MC Hammer dance for us now?
I can't. I never could in my whole life. I could never do it. Too legit to quit. I never could. Like even when I was a little kid. So I apologize to MC Hammer because he real. But and I don't want to be out here making no jokes about MC Hammer. But yes, that's what I thought about when I was watching the game on Sunday. I think this is the most playing time he's gotten. He was out there for more snaps that I've ever recognized him out there for. And he had his best game. 3 solo tackles, 3 sacks, a forced fumble. Looked real fierce out there, tipped the balance away from Aiden Hutchinson in some aspect. Of course, I don't think he's still getting the respect that a pass rusher opposite of Aiden Hutchinson that he would need, but he's working there. A few weeks ago, or about a month ago, I think it was like November, at the end of November, my topic was James Houston, we have a problem. And I asked the guys on the show and y'all out there, What do y'all think he's going to be? Is this going to be like a situational pass rusher? Could he actually like get some playing time and, be all right? Or is he going to be the guy that's going to be opposite of Aiden Hutchinson for the next 11 years or so? I'm going to just go ahead and say that's where the two legit come. I think he's legit, and I think he's around for a while, man. I don't know if that's going to be 11 years, but it's definitely a while. He's making a name. He's putting everybody on notice. I love it even more because it gives Deion just a little, or his Deion and Jackson State a little bit more. It's like, dang, y'all actually was down there doing something. Because one of y'all had mentioned in that topic was like they figured out he was playing out of position. So who knows? Let's say he transferred there, and they actually let him play the middle. He not here, and he not a problem for nobody. So shout out for whoever recognized that maybe we could put him in this position, and shout out to Brad Holmes or whoever on our staff figured out this is a good pick. So again, this is my opinion about James Houston. Y'all can let me know what y'all think as well. But I personally think James Houston, I'm going to try it. James Houston is too legit. See? Too quick.
Okay, no, L.
So wait a minute. Let's see if I can do it. What's the quit thing? Because I got the other.
Too quick like this. You got to do your hand like
to quit like that. So it's too legit to quit.
Yeah. But you got
pretty close.
In my head, I always hear the beat, but I can't do it. So.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought about Houston when I was at the game, at the Bears-Lions game. As soon as he did those sacks, I was like, immediately to my mind was, Houston, we have a problem. He was an absolute beast last Sunday. He's making a name for himself. And, he was an unexpected, his performance for me was unexpected because he was really under the radar in the draft for me. So to see that he's really stepping up is a good thing. It really speaks loudly for the coaching staff that they are bringing everything out of him, and he's stepping up and making his name for himself.
Yeah. You know what? I think James Houston will be a situational pass rush specialist. I think if you move James Houston into like a full-time position, he might not have the same energy that he comes off with, when he in those situations. I think maybe, the game wears him down and maybe he doesn't have those bursts. But also he could, because James Houston reminds me a lot of Dwight Freeney. He reminds me a lot of Dwight Freeney, the way he dips, bends. So he could
Robert
be.
Mathis. Robert Mathis was down there too. Robert Mathis. He used to be. I don't know if he was at their thing, but he coaches linebackers down, in the South.
Oh, he does.
Like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Robert Mathis.
He might see the same thing. So I think he. Man, I don't know. Now you say that, man, he might be, sir. He could be a full-time guy. We just, what? There's never a problem having too many defensive ends. Just ask the New York Giants who won the Super Bowl with Eli Manning. They had 4 pass rushers and 4 Pro Bowlers on that team. And so, yeah, man, I'm all with it. But I think James Houston, as of right now, will be served as a situational pass rusher, but he could move into that full-time spot. So who knows?
Yeah, I just want to add, since that was his first start against Buffalo when I asked, do we have a problem? Since then, he's had, let's see here, 9 tackles, 8 of them solo, and 6 sacks. So, that's, he's been getting spot duty, stuff like that. I like what you said too, though, Coach. Maybe I never looked at it like that. Maybe putting him out there every single down, he ain't going to have the same impact. But, he's getting a lot of playing time now. So whatever it is now, do it just like that.
Yeah, and he's just getting started. So imagine what his stats are going to be as he develops. He's going to be an absolute, beast. Looks like the Lions are developing their own monsters of the midway, kind of, sort of. Well, I don't know what we're going to call them yet, but they're getting them there.
The D and the D.
The D and the G. Okay, well.
I had said the blue meanies, but I don't think nobody liked that but me.
No, that brings up some bad wrestling memories there, you know.
I don't know much about the wrestling, but if you know, Blue Meanies is some other, that's some tough dudes. That's another name for a very tough group of guys. So, but maybe it's too much for TV.
We'll put it up to the Prowl Nation. Well, let the Prowl Nation. We'll come up with some names. You guys give us what your thoughts on what they should be called, and we'll pick it up. We'll come up with something. We'll come up with something. So, like I said, we're on the march to 4K. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and that notification bell. Also, when you hit the notification bell, make sure that you click all instead of personalized, because sometimes when you have the personalized, it doesn't bring forth all the notifications to you. All will make sure you get everything here at Detroit Lions on the Prowl. So even if you've hit the notification button before, double check it and make sure your settings are correct so that you don't miss a thing here. So speaking of which, Prowl Nation family, you are the superstars here at Detroit Lions on the Prowl. You are, the VIPs. So we are going to zip our lip and hear what you had to say about the last show, which would have been on Thursday, with the preview of the Detroit Lions and Chicago Bears game. The first comment up is from George Eagle, who says, "It was an awesome game to be at. I finally got to take my son to an NFL game, and what an experience to be in Ford Field for another butt whipping was awesome. I can't wait for Sunday night for us to go to Lambeau Field and knock that smirky smile off of Aaron Rodgers' face. And I hope he retires after this game. Hashtag BNL, which is brand new Lions." I was at that game. I was on the opposition side of the thing. I got to see everything up close next to the goal line. But you know what? It was an awesome butt whooping. It was probably the most fun butt whooping I've seen the Bears receive. So even as a fan myself. So yeah, it was a great experience. That Ford Field was loud, you all. It was 110 decibels in there for most of the game. So let's make sure we bring that noise to Lambeau Field and knock Aaron Rodgers right into the locker room. Although we don't pray for injuries here, we'll speak about something else later on. But, we just want him to retire, okay? We're just done with him, okay?
Yeah,
yeah, you ain't got to worry about injuring him. Just step on him, you know what I'm saying? Step on him a whole lot. Make him feel it. Fuck the Packers. John W. says 41-10, and LL complaining about the Bears scoring 10 points. Get real. At least he's finally not hating on Jared Goff, who has had a Pro Bowl deserving season. Was I mad about them scoring 10 points? I don't know. If I was, if y'all play Madden out there, it's like that one drive, no matter who you play, it's like they put together like the perfect get-the-ass drive. You're like, God damn it, even if you're up 35 already, so you in the game 35-3 or 35-7 or something. I don't remember being mad at him though. And no, I can't hate Jared Goff if he's not playing like he played before. I'm not gonna cuss out and say he played. Fuck it. He played like shit. He played bad. I wasn't hating on him because he was playing good. It wasn't like I was like, oh man, he's so good. Fuck him. No, I was like, he's terrible. Get his ass off my team. So but he's not doing that no more. So thanks for the comment.
Maybe he's new to the comment section. LaVille
Sort of,
Lion.
kind of. LaVille Lion. I think he's been around, but I don't know if he's done much in the way of commenting. But
okay, LaVille Lion says, "Just want to shout out to you, young brothers. 51 years old, Lion fan all my life. Not even from the D, but you guys keep me well informed on my Lions. Love what you're doing. Keep up the good work." And shouts out to Big Dog Jim B. Hey man, thank you, man. Thank you. We always appreciate the love, man. We always appreciate the love.
Let us know. Does that mean you from Louisville? That's probably what it means. That's right down the way. Kentucky and Detroit like that.
Right.
probably, but yeah, that's what we're for. I mean, Jim, I think Jim had a big influence on the last game, So yeah, thank you for your comment. Brett DeWint says, "Great ass whooping. Houston is a good problem for us. Hutch is Defensive Rookie of the Year. Love seeing Swift lowering his shoulder all game long. Go Lions. What happened to all of those Lions fans calling Hutch a bust at the beginning of the season? What happened there? Y'all need to stop with your overreactions, when the Lions are playing bad, because you need to look at the whole picture and not just, those minor imperfections that happen from time to time in someone's game. To give these guys the time to develop, and they'll show you what they got.
I just want to shout out to one of the fans that I noticed personally like that. My guy Ryan, I used to work with him at FedEx. It was whenever Aiden Hutchinson didn't have, I guess, a good game in his standards, he'd say something bad and he'd go out there and have a good game, and I asked him, he'd say, well, this is what he has to do to play good, then I'll keep talking bad. Well, whatever. That's all they're gonna say. But thanks for the comment, Britt. Next up, Mike and Chris G, friends of the show, of course. They said, I thought the Lions would win something like 35-24, but damn, shut down defense. Still, we need to load up on that defense in the draft again. Some good DBs coming out. What's up with Okudah? Great win. Bring on the pretty boy riders. Yes, it's some good corners, and we should be in a position to take the best of them all. I don't know nothing about Okudah personally, but I just happened to watch. It was over on LNU YouTube, but it was Micro Mike and UK Anthony, and they were talking, and he said something about Okudah being benched. I hadn't heard that, but he was saying like if Okudah's a benched again, then XYZ. So maybe he's benched. Maybe that was a good piece of info from them guys. Shout out to them anyway, but I don't know. And yes, great win. Bring on Pretty Boy Rogers. Step on them, and fuck the Packers, of course.
Yeah, I did see an article. I didn't read it, but I did see a reason why Okudah was benched. There was a reason, or maybe he didn't get benched. Maybe there's an explanation, but I had seen it. I just didn't click on it. But that's my bad for not.
He didn't get benched that I know of in the last game, because when I was there, I was right, right behind the goalpost, and I could see the guys clearly. And Okudah was playing like throughout the game, but I think he was playing snap count. He wasn't there often on the field, but he was there on the field throughout each quarter. So he was not benched.
Okay. Maybe more sense. What's up, Richard Steele? Comment from Richard Steele. It says, awesome game by the Lions. They will still need to get that big time space eater, nose tackle, defensive tackle, the type of player to deal with teams that run like the Panthers. You know what? They might go and get a defensive tackle, but I don't think it's as necessary as the scheme was. I think the scheme that they played against the run, that 4-2-5, Deshaun Elliott is like a unicorn in the 4-2-5. And when he was injured and you didn't have that extra guy to come and be an alley player and like a linebacker, I think that really hurt the Lions playing that 4-2-5. And they did the same thing to start the game against the Bears, but then they switched to that 5-2 and sometimes the 4-3. I think that was a big difference. So they might get a nose tackle, but we got to lean. We're going to probably resign Isaiah Buggs. We got Benito Jones. So I can see us grabbing one more kind of space eater in the late rounds of the draft. But yeah, thanks for the comment.
Late round. Before you say late rounds, Mike, look him up. My man out of bed, I can't think of his name right now. Big guy. He like 6'5", 350. Yeah.
I think they need to fix that backfield more with the safety situation. I mean, you only got Deshaun Elliott. He's injured. If he, needs to go back to cornerback, we maybe move back Okudah back to safety or get rid of him entirely, because he was a complete waste of time, even with the Bears game.
Tracy will be back. Tracy will be back at some point.
Yeah, Tracy will be back at some point, but they still need I think they still need a little bit more depth and a little bit more help to kind of round that backfield out a little better.
Yeah, a cornerback, a safety, and a linebacker should be like the top 3 priorities.
Absolutely. Yes, linebackers' lives matter, y'all. I was saying that before when y'all wanted Malik Willis, but we ain't gonna go there again. So let's take a walk on over to the Wall of Fame. Bronze members, we've got Detroit Drew, Latino Leo, Brian Stover, David Anderson, Sage Roberts, Shano the Insano, Bob Korzowski, Dan Spanos, Everything King, Joseph Carter, George Eagle, Jimmy Birch, Joe Mo, Rich Bean, Beanie Siegel, and Noma's Che. Our silver members rounding out our Cap Ice Gold. Batman of the 313, John Martin, Henry Wallace, Mr. Scotty the Bear, the Frenchman, Kirkland Pratt and Dale. We've got our gold members, North End Ken, Justin the D, Mike, Mr. Reliable, Michael Hutt, Larry McQuiston, Turner Burley, my lady Lionora of Douchebagio, who's with us on the Lioness Lair, Michael Lewis, Dominic Davis, the jazzy one, Paul Jaros, the Tornado of Utah, and of course, the Doctor Detroit, who's always in and who was instrumental in us honoring Jim at the Bears-Lions game last Sunday. Purchased the tickets for me and his two childhood friends. And the on-screen tribute sort of kind of never really happened. I guess there was like a 5-second picture thrown in with a bunch of everybody else, and we didn't get to see it. And it was not what the Detroit Lions had said, but it is what it is. Prowl Nation still represented Jim B that game. So it's all good. So that rounds out our Wall of Fame. So, Curt's not here, but I'm still going to do dessert with y'all, Our dessert's a little bit of sour, maybe some gummy bears today, but we got to talk about this situation. Injuries happen in the NFL. The Lions themselves have not been one that have been able to escape serious injuries on the field, but the Buffalo Bills this week had a very serious injury happen with 24-year-old safety Damar Hamlin, who suffered a cardiac arrest on the field. They had to restore his heart on the field. The game itself was stopped after both teams refused to play. It has not been rescheduled. Both teams are facing new opponents this week, as far as we know at this point. But, everybody's been reacting. The entire NFL stepped up to share their condolences, thoughts, and prayers. So the Prowl Nation family is with the family and friends of Damar Hamilton, and we hope you fully recover, and we hope that Damar, that you are able to come back to football. Dan Campbell himself did react to this situation, and he said that's the scary side of it. You really don't even want to think about. I sure as heck never did. I think if you start thinking too much into it, he says, you'll never want to play this game. And that's where you got to be careful. I know it's something we've got to talk about because it's out there, and this is a real human being. And those are his brothers that are out there. That's something that just won't ever leave you. And the only thing I hate is that it was out there as long as it was out there. Honestly, I know everybody just thought was it a normal injury or was it something different? But it's tough. It's tough to see, and it would be tough for our players to see. And one of the interesting facts in this is that there have been 4 of the scariest injuries in the NFL on this same field.
Oh yeah, seen that.
2 this year. The 4 were AB, Shazier, Tua, and now Hamlin. So 2 of those serious scary injuries happened this year alone, 4 of them on the same field. So I don't know what's up with that field, but I don't think I want to play there.
The devil is in Ohio.
Yeah. So, we never want to pray for people's injury, for players to get injured. We know it happens, but we really seriously hope that Damar, that you recover fully and that you are able to come back and show us what you got. Okay. So thoughts and prayers. The family says that they will keep everyone updated because they are taking things minute by minute at this point. So we are there for you. So we don't want to end this show on a sour note. So we're going to try to give our final thoughts here and kind of bring back the upbeat to the show. So Coach Mike Jones, what are your final thoughts for today?
It's karma. It's time for us to beat the Packers when it matters. We never beat the Packers when it matters. Whenever we beat the Packers, it's on a last week that don't really matter type of deal. It's time for us to beat the Packers on prime time when it matters, and just to see the look on Aaron Rodgers' face when he loses to the Lions, who he so thoroughly disrespects all the time. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's like I said, it's karma, man. It's karma. I can feel it's like an omen, man. This game right here will be the turn of the page for the Lions. This to be because Aaron Rodgers is the last person in the NFL that still holds that same old Lions stigma. Everybody else in the NFL knows that, there's something different going on, but Aaron Rodgers still got that same bullshit. So it's time to knock that out of him.
Absolutely. LL, what you got for final thoughts?
Yes. Fuck the Packers. Shout out to Curt. We'll see tomorrow. I understand. Neither today. I'm taking a day today. So even I had however many days off, you need an extra day to recuperate from your vacation. But shout out to our prayers and thoughts to the young man, Damar Hamlin. I think his name is Hamlin. It's like you said, you never really think about it. But thank God they have procedures in place. Thank God in general, the young man's still alive. But, you never really think about it. That's like the absolute worst, worst case scenario. Like I joke around, I say, like worst case scenario is catching on fire. Like whatever it is, like I don't want to change brake stuff like catch on fire. I'm not going to catch on fire, but that's the worst case scenario. But, that's the absolute worst. So shout out to, having the systems in place for when the necessary occurs, however the saying goes. But, it's Packers week, last game of the season, and it matters. Time to go in there and step on some people, man. It don't matter. Whether you get fined, you lose, whatever it is, you get fined. You got money, you take care of it. If I had the money, I'd pay your fines for you. Don't hurt nobody, but go out there, step on them, punch them in the neck, poke them in the eyes. Aaron Rodgers don't need them eyes no more. Pull his hair, do something, whatever it is. It's the Packers, let's get this win. That's what it is.
Got to bite him in the kneecaps, right? You got to bite him in the kneecaps.
Yes. Bite the kneecaps off.
Yeah, you never really want to think about it, especially with a 24-year-old having that is something that you would never expect to happen in a 24-year-old having cardiac arrest on a football field. But it is what it is. And we hope you recover, Curt. We hope you're resting fully today, taking your break and coming back to the active roster tomorrow. So it's FTP. This game matters. Detroit Lions need to make sure that they take a lesson from the Carolina Panthers game and show up and show out. It's Sunday night at 8:20 p.m. at Lambeau Field and put a hurting on the Packers to get to the playoff contention spot. That's what we want to see happen here at Detroit. But if it doesn't happen, then, still the Lions still had a successful season. So it's lunchtime here at Detroit Lions on the Prowl. So you know what Curt says, you better wipe those crumbs off your face, finish your drink, and get back to work. And whatever you do in life, you've got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. From the panel here at Detroit Lions on the Prowl, happy Wednesday to you. Take care. Have a great day. And we love you, Jim.